So this is the Renaissance Guy trying to change here. If you have seen any of my shorts or any of my videos, if you like them, please do subscribe and like. If you don't, hey, there's a dislike button there. That's absolutely fine. It's not a problem. I welcome different points of view. I welcome different ideas. I may not necessarily agree with them, but I welcome them as long as it's constructive, as long as it's there's reasons backed up. So what I thought I would do today is have a little bit talk about a video that I placed yesterday with the squat jump flags with the dumbbells, and I've had a couple. I shared it on my Facebook page, and if you want to look up Facebook page, it's Viking Jedi. I'm very opinionated on my Facebook page. I have my own opinions, and I have my own thoughts and views about certain things, but I don't go out to deliberately offend anybody. It's just I'm very solid in my views and opinions. Hey, it happens when we get old. What can I say? I'm 50 in March. I'm comfortably growing into my old grumpy man phase of my existence. So what I want to do is I want to talk a little bit about the jump flies and the dumbbells and everything else. And a couple of people messaged me on Facebook Messenger, and I had one comment on here about how not to do it and all it. Don't do it, it's dangerous if you get it wrong. Well, look, anything can be dangerous if you get your technique wrong, okay? It's ridiculous. Oh, if you have an accident, or if you do this, or if you do that, then, pole vaulters, strongman competitors, crossfitters, gymnastics, martial artists, swimmers, anything you want to name, if you get a technique wrong, alright, it's going to cause you an injury, okay? And believe me, to turn around and to say, oh, it's going to cause an injury, please stop doing it if you get something wrong, it just doesn't come through, okay? Anything can happen. You can be doing a normal deadlift, and just on the facts of deadlifts, your back is one of the most strongest, one of the most, and at the same time the most weakest thing you can do. You can move just very slightly out of sync with your back, and you can throw it out. You can slip a disc, you can do anything if your posture isn't right, okay? So I'm going to dispense with that, and I'm going to say why. So I'm going to go through with a squat jump. So it isn't actually something I just decided to do. If you look back on videos, you'll see videos of me with TRXs doing a similar sort of thing, going from a squat into a jump with a TRX and then landing, as a few other things. And for that matter, okay, doing squat jumps has existed way before what I was doing, okay? I am just adapting, alright? I'm tinkering, I'm finding new ways to do things. Now, people may ask, what are my qualifications? Well, first of all, I qualified as a PT in 2013. Now, I didn't do it to make money, although I have had some successful clients. I've only had one problem client, and I didn't accept her back. I'm not going to talk about why, that's not the point. All my clients have been successful, they've moved on, and some of them are still carrying with what I'm doing. I've been blessed to give little bits of advice to different people who have helped them achieve their goals. But as always, it's the people who actually go out and do it. When they follow your advice, they do it and they put in the work. It really is down to the person who is actually doing it. But that's beside the point. My main qualification is for myself, and I've told this story over so many times. Divorced of around about 10-11 years ago. When I got divorced, my weight had ballooned up to 395 pounds. By the time I was 40, I got back down to 189 pounds, and people said, oh, I would never do that by the time I was 40. People said I would never be moving forwards past 40, testosterone, blah, 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 testosterone levels, blah, blah, blah. All a load of nonsense. Okay, this past few weeks I have dropped from £250. This morning I woke up at a comfortable £242, and that is from the around about the 3rd of January to now. So around about 4 weeks I've dropped around about £8. Okay, now some people say, oh, I've dropped more. Well, yeah, great. Fantastic for you. I'm trying to avoid the saggy skin. I'm losing it so the skin can adjust moving forwards, making sure that when I actually come down I don't have as much saggy skin, because I have been in that situation where I haven't let the skin adjust for itself. Now luckily I've got good skin. May have a little bit of loose skin, may have a couple of stretch marks, but hey, you know what? It happens when you get older. Going back to the squat jumps, okay? So I've taken a myriad of things that I have done before and experimented with. I am not advocating these to a raw beginner or anything else. It is what I am doing, what I have worked out through experimentation, through studying how the quads, how the body works, physiology, kinesiology, and how the muscles activate. So a few things in answer to how I do it. When I jump with a squat with the dumbbells, first of all, my whole body is prepared to propel the weight upwards. My back is in a good position where I'm not lifting my back. The power is coming through the glutes and the quads. Okay, that's the first thing. As I go up, I'm constantly mindful that I am going to be coming down with an extra 20 kilos. Now why am I saying this? It's because when I'm prepared for that, when I come back down into the landing position, I'm going straight into the squats, okay, which is going to cushion and lessen the impact. The momentum is going to be slowed down to where I can control it, where the muscles will come into control, the joints are not impacted, and I'm bringing the weight down and through my toes back onto my heels and settling in a strong position afterwards. Okay, so all these factors are taken into account. Alright, the next thing I'm going to say is where I'm doing it, I am doing it on a cushioned floor. So the mats on where I am in the gym that I am doing, they are cushioned, okay? The thick rubber mats, which is going to lessen the impact as I land. All these things factor into what I am doing, okay? So when I do these things, and I probably should, and I shouldn't have to do these videos to explain, however, I wanted to do this out of a moral obligation, because if somebody's watching this as a raw beginner or anything else as well, I would say don't start with these. Take a look back at some of the clips I have done where I'm doing this with the TRX. I would suggest if you want to start doing these, just start with the squat and the flies. Get yourself used to doing that. Get on the TRX, hold the TRX, do the jumps with the TRX, practice your jumps and your landings, practice getting that movement, okay? Because somebody said, yes, if something did go wrong, it can damage. However, as we all know, as you get to know your body, what it can do and how it can do things and everything else, you know how to perform. And performance is the key elements. Now, am I going to turn around and say that I'm never going to injure myself doing this? No, I'm not, because I could get it wrong. I'm not infallible. I make mistakes, okay? Everybody does. But if you're going to wrap yourself in cotton wool and say, oh, well, that's risky, that's risky, that's risky, well, don't bother going to the gym, okay? Because the whole point of this is to see what you are capable of, having no limits as a limit. Now, going on from that, yesterday when I went back for my second session, I was doing leg press, and bearing in mind, I can't squat because of certain medical conditions, and I'm not going to go into it, but I can't squat because I actually do have something wrong with a slight nerve cluster in the middle of my back from a severe accident I had many years ago. And when I put pressure onto that, or when I go over a certain amount, I get fuzzies going up, and yes, I may have some nerve damage from that. However, I can still adapt and do other things. But on the subject of limits, yesterday I was doing quads today, and I decided to do something slightly different. I did a few normal reps with a weight that I was able to do, 300 kilos. I breezed through those 300 kilos like it was butter. I did round about, well, I won't go into how many sets and reps I did, but needless to say, I breezed through butter. I did my normal reps and sets, and I decided, you know what, I'm going to go to 350. This is easy, and I'm going to do at least 5 reps on 350, which I nailed. And then I decided afterwards, and it's on the video here, you can see it if you want, using the technique that I should be using, I decided that I would do 370. I was debating whether to do 400. Now here's the point with knowing yourself and your limitations and your capabilities. I was playing with 400 kilos, but I knew that at the moment was outside a sensible limit. So I decided, you know what, I want to do something. I did 370 and nailed 3 reps on 370 kilos. Now, it's by no means a Ronnie Coleman or some of these ways you see people doing 1,000 kilos, whatever. It's by no, but for me, it was a good improvement on my strength. It was also a good improvement because, yes, I do suffer with rheumatoid arthritis in my right knee, but I also knew my capabilities. So when it comes to things, research, knowledge of human anatomy, knowledge of kinesiology, knowledge of just what the muscles are made to do. And the 3 things, just winding up on here, the 3 things, main things that the quads are made for: walking, jumping, and running. It's for all its forms: sprinting, running, and jogging. Those are the main, and standing, but obviously a standing as well, but those are the 3 main movements they are designed to do. Okay, and one of the things that they are designed to do is grow under explosive action. Okay, so in the morning I'm going to do my first. I am using explosive actions to hit the quads. Now I will say, as I've been doing this, my jeans, these jeans that I'm wearing now, actually around about 3 to 4 weeks ago did not fit me around the hips. They do now. The main problem I am actually having on getting them to fit is nothing to do with the belt area, it's to do with the quads. Okay, I had to jump up a few times to get these jeans on, which is a win in itself. So, like I said, get to know your body, get to know how it works. Before you go on to doing anything like this, remember that this is something that I do. I wouldn't recommend it to a raw beginner or somebody who hasn't done it before or anything else that I've experimented with it before. It's what I do and how I do things for myself. And that is the whole point of it, is to do things that work for you and that you enjoy doing. Okay, I don't enjoy running, alright? I hate running, I'm not going to do it, but the 45 minutes to 1 hour that I do in the morning, including getting a few bits of abs and obliques doing, I enjoy, and it's working, and I am getting the results. As said, 8 pounds in 4 weeks, which isn't too bad. That's roughly £2 a week. So figuring on that, in the next 4 weeks I should be down to I should be down round about £344 thereabouts if I can maintain it, and that's the whole point. Okay, now what I will say to any PTs or anybody else who's kind of going on like that, remember, as a PT, ask why something is happening. I'm very willing to explain why, but before you decide to give an opinion, remember, you don't know anything about what a person does. I would never give my opinion or say to someone, do not do something until I know their objectives, know the capabilities, until I've done a consultation with them, their lifestyle, their diet, or anything else. So what I'm going to turn around and say is, I have that respect for other people, and I will ask what are their aims, what are they doing, how are they doing it, and I will ask why they are doing it, and I will take an interest in why they're doing it, but I will never ever turn around and give a direction until I know that person's training regime. So that's a little bit of advice to other PTs who might decide to suddenly blow up and go, ooh! Alright, remember, everything, if you get a technique wrong, can be dangerous, and that includes the normal, average, everyday training. Okay, so have a great day. Hope that goes through a few things. What I will be doing, since I've had a few messages, I am going to go through, and I'm actually going to do a step-by-step training and a mini documentary on how I actually came to do those squat jumps with dumbbells, and I'll be doing an explanation of why, how, where and when. So I will do that in the future and place it up here in case anybody wants to try this. Have a great day, see you all later, and by the way, my birthday is on the 5th of March and I'll be 50 years old. Feeling great, feeling fantastic. I'm very blessed to have what I have now, and I'm thankful for all the help I've had from people who have been really supportive. I mean, fantastic, even through my bull crap days, okay, because I can have my moments like we all can. So I want to say thank you so very much to those people who have, and they know who they are. They know what they've done for me, and I will truly be grateful for the guidance that they have given me. So I wanted to add that right onto the end there. So have a great day. Keep going with your goals. Don't let anybody deter you from your goals, and keep pushing your boundaries with knowledge and education. Thanks for listening.